Why did they pick on your husband? So that they could make an example of him and come across like, look how we're taking on the CCP, whereas in reality, the CCP or the Communist Chinese culprits who are behind all this, nothing happened to them. I mean,
Exactly.
isn't that a pretty good overview of what we're talking about here?
Yes, yes. The FBI was actually having communications with the bigger players in this for years. The FBI spoke to them. They were having meetings with them. They were taking, and then not to my husband. They never spoke to the NYPD, retired guys. They never spoke to them in 4-year investigation. And the FBI let these players leave the country. They let them flee on their watch. They allowed crimes to occur in this country. If they let my husband be involved in 2016-17 and the 2 other NYPD detectives, a lot of things wouldn't have happened. But that wasn't the plan, Dinesh. That wasn't the plan. They couldn't bring them in. So what do? They sacrifice my husband because it looks good. It's ex-NYPD, check. Private investigator, sole proprietor, check. It was all for optics. The country isn't any safer from this case. The tens of millions of dollars that were spent. You're absolutely right, Dinesh. It was a optics case to make it look like they were doing something about these operations. But to sacrifice my family and put my family in danger because they want to have an optics case, that is unacceptable to me. And when President Trump hears that our family was put in danger for years because the FBI and the DOJ were not willing to warn, protect, and let us know we're American citizens. The victims in this case were not American citizens. They are here. Who are they protecting here? This is wrong on so many levels, and it has to be investigated. And I'm sorry, if you're letting these people flee the country who are part of these operations, and you've been communicating with them, the FBI, for years, then who's really at fault here? Who's really in the problem? It's not my husband.
I think Martha, this is the key point. There were some bad actors here, but the point is they let the bad actors go. And
yes.
They went after the guy who was given a routine job, was carrying it out professionally. And I think part of what you've been through, and we talked a little bit about this at dinner, is just that horrifying experience where we've all been raised with a civics book idea of the judicial system. Facts are laid out, both sides get to present the arguments, the judges listen to this, the jury is going to be attentive. And then you realize that the prosecutors come in, they hide information, they conceal data, they allow you to hear a part of a video, but you cannot hear the whole video because it's confidential. So, and then the juries come in, they don't actually really know what's going on, but they're like, well, gee, they got this guy over here. He probably did what they're saying. Why else would he be here? So the system ultimately creates far more gross injustice than we would think. I also was really struck by the fact that you recently posted about the fact that, and this is a very normal thing, right? Your husband was a private detective. There was a very prominent private detective in New York. You went to see this guy, kind of like, listen, you're the big dog in this field. Maybe you can help us. You can clarify. You can emphasize that my husband didn't do anything, but you got no help at all.
None. And I sat across from him, and I will, in 2021, right after my husband was arrested, and I was trying to warn him, I was trying to ask for some support, some help, and he did nothing. And then I find out during our trial in 2023, 2 years later, that person had actually followed a fox on target in 2017, had 4 private investigators of his team follow that person for a month. I mean, if he had just come out and said, when I sat in his office, hold on a second, wait a minute, I got to help this man because he didn't do anything illegal. I didn't do anything illegal. If he went public about it and said, wait a minute, then my husband wouldn't have gone, that would have been over, done, finished, okay? So for me, the betrayal of someone to self-protect, to not help an innocent man who's a hero, I find to be, I can't, there's no words for that.